Hey y'all, it's your girl Javy. High Priestess. Back at it again with the general tarot reading for this new moon, dark moon in Cancer that we were having on July 9th, 2021 at 18 degrees Cancer. Hydrate. Hydrate your body now for Leo season to come. Because shit is heating up. On this new moon in Cancer, we need to be planting really appropriate seeds for ourselves to harvest later. And as most of you know, the new moon is a new moon phase, new cycle, a time to set new intentions to plant seeds. Now, it used to be known as the dark moon because of a new moon happens when the sun and the moon conjunct or together, come together. And so there was this blocking out of the moon's light. Now, this will be happening for most of us in the US after sunset or at night, actually. Those of you on the East Coast, for sure it's happening like at night. And so whatever moon water or whatever it is you do with your crystals or your spirit, just know that it's happening later in the evening. So pay attention to that. Now, I like to dive into the dark side of the new moon, and that's what we'll be doing today. Now, Cancer, cardinal water. Cardinal signs are the initiators of their season. So this is the initiation of summer. Things are supposed to be abundant, plentiful, things of that nature, but don't equate abundance with prosperity. You can have an abundance of fucked up shit going on in your life. Just because you're saying the word abundance, it doesn't make it positive abundance. So just be aware of that. And with it being Cancer, this is the sign of the mother, the home, family, roots, food, even fourth house, like real estate, property, things of that nature. So, Cancer is also known as the good mother, just because of the time of the year. But let's look at the dark side of the good mother, the dark side of nurturing. When is it too much? What are you clinging to or smothering? What is clinging to you or smothering you? Are you properly addressing it? Who do you need distance from? What do you need distance from? What do you need to do in order to create stability, comfort, and safety in your home? And privacy is also a big thing that's going to be coming up. Is your relationship to privacy, your need for privacy, or your need to maybe interact more. There is just this need for you to figure out, or maybe even assigning what needs to be private, what isn't. This new moon is going to bring in a lot of learning about ourselves, learning about our roots, learning about even ancestors, things of that nature. And so your new moon intentions need to be set around nurturing. Are you nurturing yourself enough? Are you nurturing yourself properly? And that's just not being nice to yourself. That is, are you cooking for yourself? Are you cleaning the house? Are you watering the grass? We in a drought. Turns out, y'all, I'm so embarrassed. I was watering my grass for like a solid week. I was doing that at night at least. I was watering my grass at night, and I live in Utah, which is a desert. And I didn't know that we were in a drought, and I felt so bad because I was just like all excited, like, I can see my grass growing, and it was just like doing its thing, and then lo and behold, oops. So that could be something for someone, or a lesson and something for someone. Just pay attention to what's going on with your home. I just heard a homeowners association, so there could be stuff, new rules or policies or new management going on with that. Either way, let your new moon intentions be set around nurturing and how you want to feel better. And how can you better honor your intuition? How can you better honor your feelings? Did I light this already? Now, actually, okay, yeah. Homebody mode is going to be activated. You just may want to stay at home. You just may need to feel comfortable in your home. If you're living with other people, you may be feeling real weird about your living situation or who you live with, or there may be hot tensions running high, possibly. People being cliquey. Cancer is the fucking crab, dude. Like, Cancer, like, they are their squad. It's me and my shell. But there's also this love bubble thing that can be happening. Bringing others into the shell to be lovey with them. So, how is it manifesting for you? Pay attention to it. It's like, so since you're in the shell this season, it's like you might as well beautify it. You might as well make it cozier. Some of you definitely may be doing renovations, or I just heard reconciling. So I don't know if there's some sort of reconciliations coming up for people. But the good mother, oh, something just came. The good mother is rarely recognized for all of her thankless jobs. And so that is also another aspect of this dark side of this new moon. It's like, how much are you doing that you don't get recognized or don't get appreciated for? It's like, yes, you could be the good mother, but are you giving all of that goodness to, are you giving any of the goodness to yourself that you're giving to everybody else? Regardless of your sign, this is coming up for everybody. And so home improvement plans, DIYs, and there is something about go deeper than the aesthetics though. I put go deeper than the aesthetics though. How can you place your soul's stamp on your space? How can you place your soul's stamp on your space? Even if it's temporary, it's important that you, even if you like, when you walk into the room, your soul's space needs to feel like home. Do you feel at home with yourself? Do you feel at home with the you that is emerging? How can you better tap into that? How can you tend to that? How can we fix that? How can you get it feeling better? How can you get your space and your personal shell, your bubble, your thoughts, your mind, your perspectives of yourself? How can you get it feeling better? And what do you need to do in order to get it feeling better? What is aching at you? What's gnawing at you? What's chomping at the bit? Or what do you want to change? Because a lot of it is, you already know what it is, but you just need to do some stuff. Now, I do have the handy dandy Inside Degrees by Elias Lonsdale, and I want to read, I haven't read this, so we're going in this blind, but I want to read Cancer at 18 degrees. Wow, interesting. And it's called A Black Child Playing with a Tiger. Interesting, because my Chinese zodiac is tiger. Anyway. Super sensitized to play of opposites in every sphere of existence. Swept up in gender karmas, ancestral karmas, and heaps of collective karma. You play out each and every side in action, in imagination, and in suggestion, electrified by the drama, the color, the spectacle, the karmic theater production right in your living room. You are astounded by how it goes. Attached to everything, personally implicated everywhere. Put your soul's stamp on your space. Attached to everything, personally implicated everywhere, feeling responsible and highly suitable to guilt, feeling responsible and highly susceptible to guilt, shame, and severe self-doubt. Mind and emotions swirling into one into one, swirling one into the other. Interpretations, evaluations, explanations, crises, and breakthroughs. Identified with the sheer power of the crossfire. Being right, being wrong, who is to blame? And who knew what all along? And who knew what all along? A chant, a Greek chorus, an incantation of how everybody has felt about these things forever. Dreaming into the role, perfect for the part, each and every line spoken with conviction. Y'all, I'm going to let that marinate for a minute. Now, his shit's always so profound. I can't. But there is this soul level understanding, a soul level cleansing, a soul level comfortability that's taking place within all of us. And so the questions I really want to tap into are specific this time. What can I do to feel better in my living situation? Even if you're happy in your house, what can you do differently? What can we do better for this? We're asking for this new moon in Cancer on July 9th, 2021. What as a whole collective, what can we do to feel better in our living situations? Take a deep breath. What can we do to feel better in our living situations? 3 of Pentacles reverse. Whoa. King of Wands on the bottom of the deck. What can we do to feel better? Some of you need to move the fuck out. Some of you, what you can do better. I also feel like there's some issues with friend groups. Living with friends may have disintegrated or diminished friendships or connections. What you can do better, I feel like also some of you, like, you need to call a professional to fix something. Some of you are trying to very much so DIY it and going to YouTube and shit for how to fix something, or you're begging your roommate or your spouse or whatever, or your partner to just call the plumber, and they're like, no, I got it. I know how to do this. I've been doing this for whatever. And so it's just like, that could be a thing. Some of you are just needing to go ahead and like get on Angie's list. I just heard, I've never even done that shit, so I don't know how my brain just picked that out. And call a professional to get something fixed, needing professional advice on something. Somebody stopped going to therapy, and that is an issue or a start of an issue. Someone is denying the fact that they need to go to therapy. Be careful of becoming somebody's therapist. That could be a thing. And the King of Wands on the bottom of the deck says some of you may need to just voice your opinions, especially if you have heavy Leo placements. I'll say Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. There's major issues going on that need to be talked about, and that can be resolved by way of collaboration and inventiveness, and some coming up. It's like with our powers combined, there's something original that can take place here, but you guys are really needing to be patient with yourself. I also just saw Temperance on the bottom of the deck, so there also may be a lot of partying or a lot of drinking, or something about deprivation, patience, avoiding extremes. So I would say for this first question, it's really important. What can we do to feel better in our living situations? Is be ourselves. Say what you need to say. Say what you need to say. Say what you need to say. And also trust that who you're around sees you, and they're open to, it may not be the most comfortable conversation, but everyone needs to be open to acceptance. Next question. How can I better nurture myself? How can we better nurture ourselves? 10 of Wands. Wow. Okay. 10 of Wands. I want one more card, but with 10 of Wands coming out for how we can better nurture ourselves is stop fucking burning ourselves out. Some of us, we're needing to schedule in alone time, schedule in fun time. Like stop putting all your eggs in one basket. I also feel like there's just something about burning out, working yourself to an extreme. There is a need for balance. There is a need for restoration. I knew I should have kept the damn Temperance card out. It keeps yelling at me because I didn't keep it. And thank you. And there has got to be this certain kind of like a choice between how. Ooh, I just heard for some of you, the way that you love yourself is a direct reflection of how those around you are loving you. Holy shit, I didn't read that anywhere. That's not a meme. That was nothing. That was something that just dropped the fuck in right now. The way that you love yourself is being reflected in the way that people around you are treating you. For some of you, okay. Another thing about Cancer, it's just like they're accommodating until you fucking get the claws. And it comes out of nowhere. You don't even know. Cancers are not fucking moody. They just are privy to the full emotional spectrum in a much quicker time frame than everyone else is. It's very intuitive, feeling oriented. It's divine. For them, it's tangible. And so there is this certain, when you pour into yourself a certain way, certain people don't come at you a certain way. Okay, like for me, I need to be careful about how I say this. Like I've never been bullied because number one, if anybody in the situation was going to be a bully, it probably would have been me. But I have poured into myself. Okay, well, let's not say that. I'll use myself as an example. I love myself so much. I treat myself a certain way so transparently that it keeps certain people from stepping to me or pursuing me romantically. Because it's just like, if you already know by just like observing me that if you can't match my shit, like probably best to not even like, she looked like she got it together. You know what I mean? That kind of thing. Where it's like, even down to your friends. It's just like, there's not going to be all these, when you operate at a certain level, you attract that same level. So that's whatever that is for somebody. And there is this need for you to, once you're pouring into yourself, 10s are new beginnings. So once you pour into yourself, get your feet wet with faith in what it is that you are and who it is that you are and what it is that you're here to do. Once you get a certain level of faith, you start to relax. And your day-to-day doesn't work and feel like this. And so that's what there is. It doesn't feel like that 10 of Swords where it's just drudging and just day after day. There is something about, and 10s are new beginning, are new cycles. So there is an end to such exertion, so many thankless jobs, so much underappreciation. There is an end to it because you start moving in a different way. And the 6 of Swords is on the bottom of the deck. Because some of you move. Some of you are going to be moving. Some of you need to move. It could be moving to a different city, a different state, or it could just be like a different apartment or a different side of town. But some of you, you're turning your back on something. For some of you, you're turning your back on somebody with heavy Pisces or Sagittarius placements. Pisces, Sagittarius, Leo placements maybe. Especially if you yourself have Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius placements, then there are people with heavy Pisces or Leo or Earth placements that you're turning your back on. Earth being Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. And it doesn't have to be like turning your back on. It could be like turning your back on this cycle. That's what this 6, the 10 to the 6. There is that turning, the ending of that cycle and going into a new one. And you don't need to go into it all like fervently is what I hear. It's like there is this need to, like, when you know, you know. And when you know better, you do better. And you move differently. And some of you get into a place where maybe you're not moving residentially, but this also could be you getting out of a mindset that you know your ass had no business being in now. Now you get it. Now you're like, okay, I understand how I was thinking negatively or how I was speaking death into all of my situations. Hydrate. What the fuck is that? Anyway, I think pretty sure there's a fly in there. Black fly, Chardonnay. Wasn't a black fly. Anyway, okay. What needs to go? Now this is a general reading. So take what hits, leave what doesn't. But for this new moon in Cancer, please show us what needs to go. Because there's some turning your back. Both of these back turned. Even the fire sign, back turned. What needs to go? Knight of Swords. Some of your attitude needs to go. There's definitely like there's some sort of clashing. There's something there for some of you. There's situations that just like, or connections in your life where it's just like y'all are going in opposite directions, or there's a runner chaser kind of situation, or there's a clash of mindsets or ideas, or also like you may be like just arguing or disagreements, miscommunications. But whatever of those that you keep pushing for, and it keeps being this like this thing, this gridlock, this like, let it go, boo. Let it go. It's just like you don't need to keep fighting for what's right. It's like whatever, for some of you, and you know who you are, it's just like you're fighting for something that is like, yeah, you may be right, but it's fucking irrelevant at this point. And I'm even talking to myself. It's like, yeah, you may be right, but like there's no need to like keep going this hard or keep speaking this sharply or to keep allowing somebody to keep talking to you or cutting you down in some way. I also feel like what needs to go is the war. However, there is some war that's manifesting in your life. And it could just be a war within yourself. Different parts of yourself really like conflicted. And there needs to be like, take the time to think your thoughts. Feel your fucking feelings. So that you can actually resolve this and not elongate or drag out any pre-existing drama. Drama, just to have drama. Just like stop. Anything else? What needs to go? But there is something about like a harsh point. Some of you are just like taking radical or making like radical statements, or just like somebody's just like talking outside of their neck and you're just like, what? Like, what the fuck did you just say? That kind of thing, where it's just like, damn, at some point I gotta see that the way that you're talking to me and the things that you're saying, there's this underlying thing that Cancer will give you this, you'll fucking feel it. People, I just heard, say no in a yes kind of way. It's one of my Gertrude Stein, like one of my favorite quotes. But There is some kind of like reading between the lines, and there's something deeper about what is going on, and you needing to... I also feel like some of you, what needs to go is you're backing down. Stop backing down. Stop conceding. It's just like, if you're not getting what you want to get, if it's not feeling right, don't be a groupie, keep it moving. Because there's new opportunities that want to come in, especially with Leo season, I'm telling you. Leo season is about to be, this is the strength card. I can't make this shit up, y'all. Strength, this is the Leo card. I literally just said, okay. I'm telling you, there is some intensity that is coming in Leo season. And I'm so excited to look at the astrology and like dive deeper into it. But goodness gracious, I need to check the clock just because, check the video, the camera, excuse me. We're at 26 minutes, we're doing all right. I also feel like what needs to go is some of you are fighting for stuff that the divine would go ahead and hand you if you would stop fighting. It's just like some of you, I think you're like asking and praying and like now you may be at a point where like, how is it not here? Or what's going on in your manifestations or in your prayer life? There is this like, you already asked for it. Stop asking. When does your faith kick in? What does your faith or your trust in yourself or your trust in your ability or your trust in the divine, what does that look like? When do you stop doubting and start actually like, I'm not going to freak out. This is going to resolve itself. In the meantime, I saw the fly. I forgot about the fly. I drank a sip of water, but I didn't drink the fly. Thank God. All right, I'm going to put this down so I don't drink it. Maybe there's some message in a bottle from the fly that I'm supposed to get and ingest. Hopefully the message is in malaria. No, that's mosquitoes. Okay. And on to my next question. What don't I see coming? So the blind side. What could possibly blindside us? What do we not see coming? It's new moon in Cancer. Deep breath. Bangs. I will take that first card. Queen of Cups. What we don't see coming is maybe somebody that's very intuitive. Someone with heavy Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio placements, like a Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, Sun, Moon, or Rising. Someone that's very talented or intuitive, spiritual, creative, artist, singer, dancer, painter, designer, writer, spiritual, energy worker. Someone that makes you feel comfortable, someone that you can talk to, someone that you can relate to. Could be messages about with your mother or connections with someone that reminds you of your mother or someone that's very maternal. What don't we see coming? What is this new moon, dark moon in Cancer bringing in that we don't see coming? Five of Cups, the World, Page of Cups, Ace of Pentacles. With the moon at the bottom of the deck, what we don't see coming is the end to this fucking emotional cycle. The end to this Linus blanket of sadness that has been carried around, that you've been carrying around. The end to the dark cloud over your head. This is the end of this chapter, babe. All you have to do is put it down. All you have to do is put down that fucking attitude or that perspective or your anger. Put it down so that you can take what wants to come in. So that you can properly emote and connect and intuit what the divine has for you and what you can do within yourself, what you can create for yourself. Some of you have been going through like 5 months to 5 years of like a lot of fucking harsh lessons. And keep in mind, this is the culminate, this is another cycle in that, from that full moon in Capricorn. The harsh lessons, the tough love. The world is Saturn. Saturn is currently retrograde in Aquarius right now. And once you let the end be the end, once you allow yourself to celebrate the small wins, once you take a look at the spilt milk, promise I won't cry over spilled milk. Give me a paper towel. Give me another volume. Give me another hour or 2 hour with you. Why you bothering me? Anyway, there is this need to take a look at it. Grab the proverbial paper towel. We talk about it every time the fucking 5 of Cups comes out. Just because there was love there, just because it was real, doesn't mean that the fucked up shit happened or came out of it wasn't real either. Both can exist at the same time. It's just about make sure you don't miss the lesson. Reading the room. Reading yourself. And once you take a look at the way that you have contributed to the milk spilling, contributed to staying and perpetuating it possibly, refusing to accept, conceding, going back on what you said, going back on how you really feel, letting somebody treat you like shit or letting somebody in and out and in and out and in and out. It's just like, and not the good kind. It's just like, once you're willing to look at the ways that you are contributing to your own personal rain cloud, you'll be allowed within your own self to walk into a new paradigm. And that new paradigm looks like a brand new love of self, tapping into healing modalities, new inspiration, new crushes, new boos, new relationships. And the new relationships that come in actually are sound. There is like a gateway to something new. You just have to be willing to take the rose-colored glasses off and look at yourself and ask yourself these questions and how you can progress. There is no progression without acceptance. Pretty sure I just made that up. But it feels very right. You can't know where to go if you won't look at where you are. And be honest with yourself about where you are. And what side of you you're putting in the fight. Do you want to continue being the domestic, docile dog, or is your inner feral wolf rising? Who is going to get to go down this new path? Which side of you? It's probably going to be the wolf. I love you. Hopefully my ass didn't fall out during that. Tip me if it did. Cash App.